Perfection is an illusion that too many of us chase, thinking it's the key to success. We convince ourselves that we must have everything figured out before we take action, that we need to wait until everything aligns perfectly before we move forward. But here's the hard truth: perfection doesn't exist. The people you admire, the ones who have achieved what you're striving for, didn't reach their goals by waiting for the perfect time or the perfect conditions. They reached their goals by starting, making mistakes, learning, and improving along the way. Success is built on trial and error, not perfection. What holds most people back is the fear of failure, the belief that if they don't do it right, they'll never succeed. But failure isn't something to be afraid of. It's something to embrace. Every failure is a lesson, an opportunity to learn, grow, and come back stronger. It's through these failures that we discover what works, what doesn't, and how we can improve. No one ever achieved greatness by sitting back and waiting for everything to fall into place. They did it by stepping out, giving it their all, and making the most of what they had in the moment. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing the best you can with what you have and allowing yourself to grow along the way. The mistakes you make today are stepping stones to the success you'll achieve tomorrow. Don't wait for the right conditions. Create them through action. The more you try, the more you learn, and the closer you get to reaching your goals. You'll never have all the answers, but you don't need them. All you need to do is start, and let your effort, your determination, and your willingness to learn shape your journey. Perfection will never come, but greatness is within your reach if you're willing to take the first step. Believing in yourself is the foundation of everything you will ever achieve. Without belief, you won't take the necessary steps forward. You won't push past fear, overcome doubt, or even see opportunities when they arise. Self-belief isn't about having all the answers or being flawless. It's about trusting in your ability to adapt, learn, and grow no matter the circumstances. When you believe in yourself, you send a powerful message to the world and to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever challenges come your way. You give yourself permission to fail, knowing that failure isn't the end, but just another part of the journey. Belief in yourself fuels resilience. Life will throw curveballs, and not everything will go according to plan. But when you believe that you have what it takes to rise again, those setbacks no longer feel like insurmountable obstacles. They become part of the process, part of the growth that's necessary for reaching the next level. That belief pushes you to keep going, even when things get tough. It's what gives you the courage to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to try again when others might give up. You may not have all the skills right now. You may not know exactly how it will all unfold. But self-belief allows you to take that first step without having all the answers. It gives you the confidence to figure things out along the way. The most successful people didn't start out perfect, but they believed in their potential. They trusted their instincts, and they kept working at it. Your belief in yourself will be the driving force that takes you further than you ever imagined. When you know deep down that you have the power to change your own circumstances, you will find the strength to take action, to keep moving forward, and to make the impossible possible. Momentum is a powerful force. It's not about making giant leaps or massive changes in an instant, but about consistently putting one foot in front of the other day after day. When you first start, things may feel slow or discouraging. You might wonder if it's even worth it, if the small actions you're taking will make a difference. But as you continue to take action, no matter how small, something incredible begins to happen. The momentum starts to build, and what once seemed impossible begins to feel within reach. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it keeps moving, it gathers more and more speed. The more you act, the more you begin to see results. The first step is always the hardest, but each step after that gets easier. Momentum keeps you going, even when motivation falters. On those days when you're tired or feeling defeated, the momentum you've built will keep you on track, pushing you forward. It's in those moments when you don't feel like it, that momentum becomes your ally. The more you show up, the more automatic it becomes. And soon, it's not even about motivation anymore. It's about the habit of moving forward, no matter what. Eventually, momentum will carry you beyond what you thought was possible. What seemed difficult or unattainable at the start becomes achievable because you've kept pushing, even when the results didn't show up immediately. It's the compounding effect of consistent effort over time. It's like planting a seed and nurturing it, knowing that the results won't be instant, but trusting that if you keep tending to it, it will eventually grow into something beautiful. Momentum is what allows you to reach the next level, to keep growing, and to push past any barriers in your way. When you realize how powerful it can be, you'll understand that it's the key to achieving anything you set your mind to. The truth is simple. There's no excuse for not trying. Every moment you spend waiting for the perfect time or the perfect conditions is a moment wasted. Your future is shaped by the actions you take today, not by the reasons you give for holding back. Embrace responsibility, show up consistently, face your fears head on, and stop chasing perfection. It's the effort, the courage to keep going despite setbacks, and the willingness to learn from every failure that will lead you to success. Don't wait for the stars to align, make your own way one step at a time. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your decision to try. So don't wait. Don't make excuses. Start now and trust that every effort you make brings you one step closer to the life you're meant to live. Keep going, because the best version of yourself is waiting on the other side of that first step. There's no excuse for not trying. Let me be clear. You have everything you need to start, right here, right now. The only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the decision to try. Too many of us make excuses telling ourselves that the time isn't right, or that we're not ready, or that we don't have enough resources. But the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. Life will never give you perfect conditions. Success is not about waiting for the stars to align, it's about making the decision to act, regardless of how you feel in the moment. You have the power to take control of your life. Every excuse you make, every reason you give for not trying, is just another way to delay your own greatness. It's time to stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is right now. If you want to get where you're going, you have to own your actions. You can't blame anyone else for your failures, and you can't wait for someone to rescue you. The responsibility is yours and yours alone. The moment you take responsibility for your future is the moment everything begins to change. But let me tell you something else: success doesn't happen overnight. It's not about that one big heroic effort. It's about what you do every single day. Consistency. Showing up, even when you don't feel like it. The secret is to keep trying. Even when you stumble, even when you fail, get back up and try again. It's the small efforts that add up. It's the consistency in the mundane that eventually leads to breakthroughs. No one becomes successful by waiting for the perfect opportunity. The best opportunities come when you're in the trenches, putting in the work day in and day out. Keep trying. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Fear will show up. Doubt will try to talk you out of every decision you make. That's a part of the process. But here's the thing: you don't let fear stop you. Fear is not a sign to turn back. Fear is the signal to move forward. Everyone feels fear. Everyone has doubt. It's how you respond to it that makes the difference. You have the strength to keep pushing, to take that first step, and to keep moving forward despite the fear. And here's the hardest truth you'll ever hear: perfection doesn't exist. You're not going to have it all figured out right away. The people you look up to, the ones you admire, they didn't wait for everything to be perfect before they took action. They tried, they failed, and they kept going. So don't sit around waiting for the perfect conditions to act. There will always be obstacles, always be setbacks. What matters is that you keep going no matter what. The effort you put in, the lessons you learn, will be the foundation of your success. There is no excuse for not trying. You owe it to yourself to give your best effort, no matter the challenges, no matter the fear. Your future is in your hands. It's up to you to make it happen. The best time to start is now. Stop making excuses, step out in faith, and get to work. Your greatness is waiting on the other side of that first step. So don't wait any longer. Try today. And keep trying, because your best days are ahead, and they start with your decision to never stop. You have the power to take full control of your life. But first, you must embrace responsibility. This means no more passing the blame to anyone else, no more relying on external circumstances to determine your future. It's all on you. It's about recognizing that where you are today is the result of your own decisions, and the path forward is in your hands. When you truly accept responsibility, you take away the power that excuses hold over you. Too often, we make excuses telling ourselves we don't have enough time, that we don't have the right resources, or that the timing isn't right. But these excuses only delay progress. The moment you stop waiting for the perfect conditions and start taking action is when everything changes. The truth is, nothing will ever be perfect. Your circumstances won't align just the way you want, but that doesn't mean you can't make progress. Every great success story begins with someone who decided to take full responsibility for their life. They didn't wait for someone else to make the first move. They didn't sit back and hope for a miracle. They chose to move forward regardless of the obstacles. It's about understanding that your future is your responsibility and no one else's. No matter what happens, you have the power to make the next move. The sooner you recognize this, the sooner you'll stop waiting and start doing. There is no one coming to rescue you, and there's no reason to wait any longer. You have everything you need to begin right now. So take ownership. Stop making excuses. It's time to act. Success isn't a one-time event. It's the accumulation of consistent efforts over time. Too many of us expect instant results, believing that one major action or breakthrough will change everything. But the reality is, success comes from showing up day after day, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The key isn't doing one thing perfectly, it's about putting in the work consistently. It's about taking those small steps forward, even when you don't feel like it, because those steps, no matter how small, add up over time. There's a powerful truth in consistency. You might not see the results immediately, but every effort, every time you push yourself, is building something greater than you realize. Progress doesn't always look like a straight line. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But if you keep moving, if you keep showing up, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. The process of success is built on this foundation. It's built on doing the things you need to do, even when you don't have the energy, the motivation, or the perfect plan. The beauty of consistency is that it creates momentum. When you keep trying, even when you don't see immediate rewards, you begin to build a habit, a routine that works in your favor. It's the daily actions, the effort to keep going, that eventually leads to breakthroughs. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to keep trying. Keep pushing, even when progress seems slow, because consistency is the force that moves you forward. Every time you show up, every time you do what you said you would do, you're 1 step closer to where you want to be. So don't focus on the end result, focus on the journey. Keep going, and let the power of consistency lead you to the success you've been waiting for. Fear is a natural part of the journey, but it doesn't have to control you. Everyone, no matter how successful, faces fear, doubt, and uncertainty. It's what you do with that fear that determines your path. Fear will try to hold you back, to convince you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, or that failure is just around the corner. But here's the truth. Fear is often a sign that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, that you're about to grow. The key is not to let fear paralyze you, but to let it fuel you. Fear should push you to go further, to take action despite the discomfort, because it's only when you push through fear that you find your true potential. Doubt is another roadblock many of us face. We doubt our abilities, our skills, or our worth. But doubt is nothing more than a mental barrier that can be shattered. When you learn to recognize doubt for what it is, a temporary feeling rather than a permanent truth, you free yourself from its control. Instead of allowing it to stop you, use it as motivation to prove yourself wrong. Every step you take in the face of fear and doubt builds resilience, and with each step, the fear gets smaller and your confidence grows. What you need to understand is that fear and doubt are not signs that you should stop. They are the very indicators that you're on the right path. If you weren't doing something that truly mattered, if you weren't pushing yourself to new heights, fear wouldn't even show up. So instead of running from it, embrace it. Don't let it stop you from moving forward. Instead, let fear remind you that you're about to break through to something greater. Let it be a sign that you're getting closer to your dreams, and then keep moving forward 1 step at a time. The victory lies on the other side of fear, and that's where you'll find the strength to keep going.